Hello. Have you been really wanting to learn a little bit more about life paths? Well, in my life, whenever I'm doing my life path reading, a lot of my clients will ask, well, T, can you explain a life path? What is a life path? How does the life path start? Or if you've ever heard a reader saying that your read is not set in stone because the fact that your life path changes so frequently and you're wondering, why does it change? Well, I'm about to get into it. Alright, so in order to understand a life path, you genuinely need to go back to the very beginning of the basis of how we started as individuals. So, above all, I always go with science. Science shows that our bodies are made up of mass, and mass is made up of atoms. And atoms, along the side of creating cells and organs and things, atoms actually are broken up to electrons, protons, and neutrons. Us as human beings are those electrons. We connect into the megahertz of the universe and the megahertz of our body. Now, because this is just supposed to be about life path, I won't go too detailed into that. But now that we have an understanding of our bodies, let's figure out where we started. Akashically, what I have been given by Archangel Raziel is that we start with the neuter energy. The neuter energy is going to be of a solar flare or planetary adjustment, planets, stars, or the orbit energy that is around the planet Earth. Now, with me, for example, I have a Cancer sun, a Cancer moon, and a Cancer rising. So that would mean that my neuter energy is the moon. A neuter energy is wherever you sprouted from in the very beginning of your existence. Everybody has a starting point. And for a lot of the individuals, you have either where you started out with a planet, or where you started out with a specific organism, or where you started with a specific plant, or any part of the earth that we have here in nature. That does include storms and buildings and objects as well. Now that we have an understanding of that part, whenever you are flamed into existence, which then that will trickle us understanding twin flames here in a second. But whenever we are flamed into existence, we have flame age. It tells us that we are not only in this present life path, but we have rippled into numerous more to have different existences, different past life experiences, and different ways of being able to gather the knowledge and deliver it to the Akashic. So since we're staying on the track of a life path, that is going to be linked with the flame age. The flame age can be very vast, but your life path is anything physically happening right this very second. So your life path can split in multitude of ways, but your archangels will guide you into the life paths that are dumbed down to be just for that scenario. Every option and every choice and every action and every thought that you have has at least 2 to 3 other life paths that are split to it. Because if you would decide one thing, if you would have decided the other thing, or else if you would have decided something different, you have where you have splits. And so whenever you have a life experience or a thought that comes to mind or some type of change of your own personal being, that is your life path changing. A way to be able to understand and know that your life path has changed is if you just went from a really good solid road and now you're going through a very bumpy road, or one that just feels like you're climbing uphill or going downhill really fast. That is just a life path shift. It doesn't mean that any force is trying to give you something bad. It means that, genuinely speaking, either someone's free will affected yours, or your free will affected somebody else's, or you utilized your free will against what was already the path that you already had, and so now it's shifting. And it's the balance of it all. You can't always have good and you can't always have bad. And a lot of the times it's the mind frame around it as well, where if you believe all that you're going to have is bad, then subconsciously what you're putting out is the fact that you're attracting only all bad. But if you trust in the fact that, yes, right now this situation is really hard, but you know that you're going to come out of it, subconsciously you're kicking into the conscious that you need to get out of it, and that you're going to start drawing in things that are going to make you get out of that scenario. So, overall, a life path is a series of choices that you have available to you as a human being that lives a human existence, and also it changes so frequently with every thought and every pattern of change of yourself. I hope that that answers things for you. And do know that you are heavily guided by any archangel or angel. And it's not just for those that believe and those that don't. Everybody has them, and everybody has a past life. Thank you for watching.